When you think of a puppet, what's the first thing you have in your mind? Strings? A toy made of wood? Or the puppet master that controls the toy? In the universe of Chainsawman, Makima is the puppet master, and her wooden toys, well, the other characters. Makima as a character doesn't need to be over-the-top villainous. A simple nod, a subtle smile, a playful glance. That's all Makima needs to do to seduce her victims. Makima doesn't discriminate between genders. She charms them all the same. Makima's most dangerous and insidious quality is the effortlessness of her charm. She doesn't have to do much to keep people under her control. Often, her victims don't even realize it. And how could they? Makima is the control devil. Once she sets her sights on you, there is no escape from her clutches. Chainsawman, being a supernatural action anime and manga with wacky hijinks, it almost is compelled to have abnormal, out of the ordinary main characters. A lot of them not even being humans like the control devil Makima, or fiends, devils that take over the corpse of humans like Power, or human devil hybrids like Denji. Chainsawman has many absolutely bonkers and surrealist scenes and concepts, like astronauts praying in a field in the presence of the darkness devil, and the what the fuck moments with Kobeni, her car, her dance revolution crying dance, and everything surrounding Kobeni in general. But other than just plain old supernatural shenanigans, Fujimoto was inspired by real-world psychology. Makima, the hidden main antagonist of Part 1 of Chainsawman, exhibits the traits of the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Individuals who score high on narcissism display grandiosity, entitlement, dominance, and superiority. Narcissism has been found to correlate positively with extraversion and openness, and negatively with agreeableness. Narcissism has been also found to have a significant correlation with psychopathy. Fujimoto-sensei seems to be fascinated by powerful, morally grey women. He chose to show Makima's narcissism in a subtle way at first, to make it even more surprising, to contrast the perceived good-natured savior of Denji to what she actually is: self-centered, sociopathic, unfeeling. She seems like a well-adjusted, responsible, high-ranking official at first. But we soon see how Makima puts her devil hunting team in danger numerous times without any regards to their safety, without a hint of hesitation or remorse. She doesn't even pretend she cares for them. She just gives subtle, vague hints to throw them off, to make them interpret her cold and calculated actions or her actually caring for them, when in fact it would be troublesome for her to lose her highly skilled minions, which shows that actually Makima doesn't care about Denji or any other character as a person, but what they can do for her. People who score high on this trait are callous, lack morality, and are excessively motivated by self-interest. They view interpersonal manipulation as the key for life success and behave accordingly. Individuals who are measured to have a high level of Machiavellianism have low agreeableness and conscientiousness. Makima is a cunning and manipulative criminal mastermind. She is the embodiment of the road to hell is paved with good intentions and ends justify the means. This last quote is taken from Niccolo Machiavelli, a 15th century Italian philosopher's famous book, The Prince. The term Machiavellianism itself is derived from this Italian writer. Makima has no qualms lying, cheating, or using violence to further her goals. She gives the Japanese Prime Minister and the President of the United States the false pretense of getting rid of the gun devil that might bring about the apocalypse, but actually she wants the choice of bringing the end of humanity herself, if she feels like it. In order to accomplish that goal, she has to have all the human beings on the planet under her control, under her tight leash, like she did with the undead devil hunters. Devils, fiends, and humans she brought back to life to work as her personal undead bodyguards against Chainsawman himself. Psychopathy is considered the most malevolent of the dark triad. Individuals who score high on the psychopathy show low levels of empathy and high levels of impulsivity and thrill-seeking. Psychopathy has been found to correlate negatively with agreeableness and conscientiousness. Later on in the series, we find out Makima doesn't even see Denji or most of the other faces or bodies, they all look the same to her, showing just how callous and uncaring Makima is. Or even more, shows she physically can't experience human feelings and emotions. If humanity is like wearing transparent glasses, Makima wears muddied up glasses that impede her from seeing any value in human life and soul. She uses her sense of smell to distinguish one person from another in an almost animalistic feral way, contrasting with her presumed civilized, calm and collected demeanor. Makima is only ever concerned with the most powerful being in existence, the Chainsaw Devil. The love she proclaims for him is a twisted distortion of admiration and fascination. The sheer power of the Chainsaw Devil illuminates so brightly even the self-serving, egoist, and moving Makima can help but be impressed and be in awe of its light. Only the Chainsaw Devil gives Makima the thrills she's been seeking for so long. Several researchers have suggested expanding the dark triad to contain a fourth dark trait, sadism. This is defined as the enjoyment of cruelty, harmful behavior against living creatures, brutal, destructive, immoral dispositions. While sadism is highly correlated with the dark triad, researchers have shown that sadism predicts antisocial behavior beyond the dark triad. Sadism shares common characteristics with psychopathy and antisocial behavior: lack of empathy, readiness for emotional involvement, and inflicting suffering. Makima is of course a sadist, though she's very subtle in showing that trait at the start. Only near the end of the series, Makima's nice girl mask falls off, after she gains power and revels in blaming Denji for his father's death, and gets extreme joy in making him feel small and insignificant, represented by Denji being treated as a dog, later on by Denji imagining himself as a little kid in front of Makima. It's a very sad and heartbreaking scene to see Denji reduced to a shell of himself. Makima says it herself. She enjoys to build up her victims, get them food, shelter and friends, then take it all away, watch them fall even deeper. Her favorite hobby is making people with already tragic lives be even more in despair after meeting her. Numerous studies have shown that men tend to score higher than women on narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. No wonder there are many more male villains than female villains. But to me it seems that Fujimoto took a different approach. He wanted to show that women can be just as manipulative, cunning and cruel as men, capable of much villainy. No wonder Makima has been seen as one of the best manga villains since Griffith in Berserk and Johann Liebert in Monster. The last female villain that is as complex as Makima is perhaps Kikyo from Inuyasha, which I plan to make a video about her as well sometime in the future. Several academic studies have found evidence that people with dark triad personalities are judged as slightly better looking than average on first sight. Makima is definitely above average looking, and she uses those qualities to her benefit, to ensnare her victims, her future unwitting slaves. The biggest example being the naive and sexually inexperienced, horny teenager, Denji. Denji at the start of the series had his life's goal to simply touch a boob, but after he touched Power's chest, he felt empty inside and looked towards Makima as the person that would fill that empty void. Big mistake. Denji, as a young man who never had anything in his childhood, is fascinated by Makima's promises. She offers him his basic physiological needs: place to stay, good food, but also love and belonging, new friends, and the promise of future sexual relations with her. So basically, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, except for the second level, safety. has been argued that evolutionary behavior predicts not only the development of dark trait personality, but also the flourishing of such personalities. Indeed, it has been found that individuals demonstrating dark trait personalities can be highly successful in society. Just need to look at corporate executives, bankers, and stockbrokers that went on cocaine-fueled binges in the 70s and 80s. Makima herself is a very accomplished person in her own right. She's a high-ranking public safety devil hunter. She's able to negotiate with the Prime Minister of Japan and the President of the United States, showing that she has a lot of sway in the world of international politics. Later on in the series, it's revealed that Makima is one of the strongest individuals in the world of Chainsawman. Thanks to her supernatural abilities as a devil, along with her cunning and manipulative personality, she is feared by humans, fiends, and devils all around the world, which increases her power as a devil. According to the President of the United States, other countries besides America have already given up trying to fight her. No wonder they gave up. Makima is secretly one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Conquest. Makima's scariest ability is how insidious her control can be, like when she made the angel devil slaughter an entire village of natives he was on friendly terms with. First notice something is very wrong in chapter 74 when the angel devil asked Aki why did he start liking Makima in the first place, and Aki had no answer. We see Makima calmly waving to Aki from afar just when the angel devil asks him that question. The entire scene is one of the best scenes in part 1 of Chainsawman. It's bone-chilling and the most eerie scene since we first meet the Darkness Devil. Makima implanted feelings of strong love and unflinching loyalty in Aki like she did all her other subordinates. That ability alone makes Makima one of the strongest characters in anime, but the eerie scene doesn't end there. In tears, Aki begs Makima for Denji and power to be alive, safe and happy. He tells her he'll do anything. Unsurprised about his request, as if she knew all along he'll eventually ask for that, she offers him to make a contract. Even though at that point Aki didn't know Makima was a devil all along, and then she finally commands him to accept the contract using her devil powers. Aki no longer has any choice. This scene, along with Denji's reaction to Power's death, are the most heartbreaking scenes, and for both, Makima was the instigator. Makima is a very important character because it showcases a rare example of a well-written, multifaceted, complex female villain. Makima is a Cthulhu-level threat cosmic horror. As one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, her ambition and power only grows with time, and as conquest, Makima won't slow down until she dominates everything